Hey everybody, and welcome back after a day off. Woohoo! A rare day, but a day off nevertheless. And of course, I enjoyed the sun. I did lots of things yesterday, which was pretty cool. Hope you guys had a good day as well. What was it? It's we've started the week for the United States, Northern Hemisphere. It is Monday, has just finished in the market, so we're going to cover that. Very super pump on Bitcoin. We're going to talk all about that, and of course, Pulsechain mega projects are starting to ramp up. Could the timing be perfect? I think so. This is probably how you want it to happen, right? Pump like this in this environment. So fingers crossed. I have been saying, this month is looking pretty good. We have got a few challenges out there, but it's looking pretty good. The runway for run up to Christmas, and of course, we talked about a number of times about fund strat manager Tom Lee bullish on S&P 500, and things are playing out pretty well, despite the geopolitical risks out there and a few other economic challenges. It's looking pretty good. What else we're going to talk about is everything. We're going to cover everything, man. It's going to be crazy today as well. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, what day is it? We are covering the end of day 157. So end of day 157 is what we're covering. And of course, that means for Pulsechain. And so I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me just see who is in the chat before we get started with the update news. And we've got Lights Beneath in the house there. Hello, how are you today? Very good, of course. Another sunny day outside, which will be another good walk. I think I'm on walk day number 75 or 76. I have to check, but I think it's one of those two. My walk day, 75 or 76. I think it's 75. Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLSX incentive for the win, 100%. And nice to see a big Hex pump today. We're going to talk about that. So stay tuned for that. The golden crypto of Richard Hart. Harry Williams, yo. Good to see you, Harry. And we've got Sandy Beach in the house as well. There's a little Sandy Beach there. Look at that. How cool is that? And of course, there is Sandy Beach's latest tweet on health and fitness for the Pulsechain community. So definitely check that out on Sandy Beach if you want to be inspired to be healthy while you enjoy your crypto. Yeah, thank you everybody for the support. Let's get healthy together. 100%. That's what we love. And Sandy leads the way on there. We got Craig Pitt in the house there. Morning all. Good to see you, Craig Pitt. Welcome to the chat. Missed the daily alpha from Superman yesterday. Yeah. Thought it was a good day to take a day off. Stock market was closed, so why not? And it was super sunny outside. We got Hex Enthusiast. G'day everybody. Good to see you, Hex Enthusiasts. Welcome to the chat. Hunter as well, under 51. Woohoo! Evening all. Good to see you, under 51. Eddie is in the house. It's been a long bear market, but it's time a Pulsechain to ramp up. Woohoo! Yeah, let's get excited. Hexcavated. Hey, gang. Good to see Hexcavator. We got Crypto Clays in the house. Morning. I have your pin. Thanks to Rango for the awesome gift. That's so awesome, Crypto Clays. Yeah. Crypto Clays got a pin from with the Hex Token channel logo with Richard Hart, with his little pump fist. You can see it up in the thumbnails. Or at least on the profile picture here on Hex Token. And Crypto Clays was wearing that to the Sydney Yacht Cruise meetup, and so that was pretty cool. Looked really badass, and so really cool stuff there. What else there? Another day off, says Lies Beneath. How dare you? Yeah. How dare you? How dare you? What's it? How does that thing go with that young girl? Or she's probably getting a bit older now. How dare you? Something like ruining the world or something. And we're still here. We're still here. How about that? Surprise. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. Sandy Beach. We got Magic Carp Ride in the house there. Hello, Phame. Good to see a Magic Carp Ride. Of course, we'll be covering Barista project coming up. They must be getting excited. Magic Carp Ride must be getting excited for Liquid Loans launch soon. And of course, they're going to be having the Fetch Oracle, which we're going to talk about that too. Dan is in the house there. Good to see Dan. Moon soon, absolutely. And Wookie as well. Wookie is back on the board. Good to see you, Wookie. Welcome to the chat. Barista rocks, says Dan Wednesday. There we are, Magic Carp Ride. Don't get much better than that. Smash up the likes. Definitely do that on the way in. Adam in the house there. Hi, Hex Token. I've been here every day on replay. Nice one, Adam. You're in the replay gang, as they say, the replay gang. In fact, I need to make my studio a little bit bigger. It's a little bit small. What else we got going? Let's see here. We got Greta. Yes, Greta Thunberg, is it? Greta Thunberg. How dare you? Something like that. What else there? Ivan says buying another 10 million Pulsechain today. Nice one there, Ivan. Well played. Yeah, it's just starting to lift on the old Pulsechain. We'll cover that soon, but Nice pick up there. DCA for the win. Archie's in the house there. Good to see Archie. Hi all. Good. Welcome to the chat as well. I think that's a pretty good intro. 6 minutes. I think that's good. Let's get into it, eh? And bam, let's go. Woo! Where did I go? Disappeared. And let's bring in the news for today. We'll start with the stock market. Stock market was green, man. It's so good. Yeah, very, very excited to see the stock market performing. And we can see, look at this. I don't know what happened to my screen. They're all refreshed. We got the Dow Jones, which is the top 30 industrials in the United States. The Dow Jones, and it is up 0.93%, so almost 1%. 314 points to 33,984, just shy of 34,000. Now, if we look at the all-time, if we go max on the chart, you can see the little chart here. Look at that chart ratcheting up there. The cool thing is we do want to get a higher high here. We got this high back in December 21, and we do want to beat that out. We don't want this sort of, like we saw in the crypto bull market, where we got, we did get a slightly higher high, but we don't want to get a lower high because that's bring us down. But like, of course, we are fairly bullish on the last quarter of the year. So let's see if we can do that on this chart. So we've got the S&P 500 is up 1% at 46 points to 4,373. And if you remember, we've been talking about Fund Strats, Tom Lee being bullish for this leading up to Christmas to hit 4,800, and we're at 4,373. So that's kind of the play there. Obviously, there's going to be ups and downs, but that's the target, which is kind of bullish. NASDAQ at the moment is up 1.2% with all the tech companies in it. It's up 160 points to 13,567. So overall, really great day to begin the week for the stock market. So really, really cool. The volatility index is down 11 points. And of course, the dollar is down there versus trading partners as well, down 0.4% to basically 106 on the index. That takes us to commodities. We've still got a little bit of lifting in the oil prices. So up 29 cents there for West Texas at $85.50. Brent oil there is a little bit flat, but just slightly up, $90.16 for that. Now gold, which had been having a pretty good time, is pretty flat today, $1,934, and silver there at $22.74. So that's gold and silver. So that's kind of the play there. Obviously, there's been some pretty good earnings in the season there for tech companies, and that's what's made it rally. Now, we're going to quickly go to the Fed rate monitor to check that out. And we've got 2 weeks and 1 day and 18 hours to go until the next Fed meeting, which is on the 1st of November at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So 2 weeks. We've still got that window of opportunity well and truly open. In fact, it's just looking better and better, despite some of the geopolitical issues in the world at the moment, as you guys know. But the market is anticipating a 90% chance of a no change. So no rate change to the rate hike. In other words, stay at 5.5% on the federal funds rate. Only 9.5%, only 10% of the market is expecting a rate hike of 25 basis points. So pretty cool for November and, of course, December. Not so much at the moment, still 30% expecting a rate hike there. But we will see. We will see how, depending on how the data keeps coming in before December there. So that is the play. All right. So that is kind of where we're going to go. We're going to jump into crypto and look at this. Woo! Yippee! Yippee-yay! Look at that Bitcoin, man. $28,500 basically, up 5%. Ethereum at $1,600, up 2.86%. That is some goodness there, right there, right? That's some goodness there. We got BNB at 2.6%, up $214 at the moment. So that's pretty cool. XRP is up 2% as well, 49, almost 50 cents. What else is looking interesting? We got some double dark greens there, so they're up even more, up over 5%. I think is the dark green. And we got Solana up 9% there, 9.4% to $23.97, so basically $24. Bitcoin Cash up 7.7%, $231. Yeah, that's pretty amazing, right? Looking really, really good across the board. BSV, is that double digits? It is indeed, up 15% on BSV, $39.23. How about that? So really good results across the market there. A few slightly down, Maker, XMR, Leo there, but apart from that, super, super green. And we're going to zoom in on the old Bitcoin. But before we do, I haven't pulled this up, but we're going to pull up the gas prices for Ethereum. I just wanted to do that. So ultrasound money, let's go there and pull it up quickly and have a look at that. The Gwei is still pretty cheap on the old Ethereum. How long will that last? Look at this. We've been sitting, this is the last week. We've been sitting such low Gwei, 5 Gwei. It's been super cheap on Ethereum. And Remember last year it ended about the 10th of October. So ended sort of at the beginning of the week. Back here last year, the GWEI started to rise into the teens, right? But this year it stayed low pretty much, but it has just started to rise with this big pump, of course. We've been getting back into the teens and a bit higher there. You can see some super pumps in here over 100 GWEI, but apart from that, we're coming back down to 7.78 at the moment. Typically, the hours ahead of us, probably the next 6 or 7 hours, are typically quite low on the GWEI, giving it an off peak for the Northern Hemisphere. So that's kind of the play there. So some pretty interesting stuff happening with the GWEI. Let's go quickly, though, to the Bitcoin and zoom in on that topic. Look at this. Woohoo! So this is we've been tracking this, right? This is our map here. Look at that. That's Bitcoin on Coinbase. And look at that super pump. Look at the volume coming here. OMG, that's so good. And, of course, you guys talked about, we had our death cross back here around the 24th, 23rd of September. And then we had our golden cross about the 3rd of October. So we had a real fake out here on the death cross, which is pretty bizarre, pretty unusual. We have seen this before, but with much deeper little fake outs. This was a very shallow fake out. Look at that thing. Hardly lasted a couple of days or maybe a week tops. And then, of course, we had a golden cross. We were coming back down, though. Look at this gut-wrenching red. And I did say back here, if you guys remember, that, man, we're going to need some serious green candles if we're going to avoid another death cross. Have a double there. We have seen the double before some time ago. But, man, that would be crazy. And look at this. It started to break off. It didn't actually cross. And it's the yellow line there is the 50 EMA. That's the shorter period, 50 days basically. And the blue there is the 200-day moving average. And so that's the longer term. And, of course, the shorter there stayed bullish and has moved up. Obviously, when you get a giant green wick like this, pretty impressive. So, yeah, that's awesome. And, of course, the price went all the way up. It rocketed all the way up to $30,000. Can you believe it? It's insane on the top here. Really amazing. $30,000 it hit. And then it's come all the way back down here to 28,500. So that is the big news there today. Amazing, right? So that's a huge move in one day. I mean, just think about the top to the bottom of the candle. That is 10%. That's some insane amount. $2,800 of a range there. 2,800, amazing. So pretty impressive stuff. Now let's find out what caused that. We're going to go to CoinDesk, and I'm not sure what's happened there, but let's get out of there. They got terrible websites. These crypto market things have terrible websites. Bitcoin jumps to 30K, then dumps as false spot ETF approval circulates. So there was a false piece of news released, which is pretty insane. And so we're going to get into that. But CoinGlass data showed 72 million worth of short positions. As you guys know, short positions are people that are betting the price will go down. Were liquidated. They got liquidated. $72 million. I hope that wasn't you guys out there. I hope you guys weren't part of that 72 million. On the move to 30,000, and 31 million longs were liquidated during the correction. So that's terrible. So when it pumped up there, when it pumped to the top here to 30K, all the shorts got liquidated, and all those 72 million. And when it came back down again, anyone that opened up some long positions in here got shorted out. It got closed out as well. So it was a double whammy, and that is controversial. You'll find out why it's controversial in a second. Bitcoin surged from 27,900 to 30K after a false report of a spot ETF approval was posted on social app X, of course, formerly Twitter, leading to nearly $100 million in liquidations in the past hour. The false post was deleted after nearly 30 minutes. So it was up there for 30 minutes, but sparked enough interactions to impact prices significantly. Bitcoin has since fallen from 30K to 28K following skepticism. Obviously, it's 28.5 now from analysts and reporters. BlackRock confirmed to CoinDesk. So BlackRock, one of the big three investment firms, the biggest one in the world, which is trying to take over everything, right, including Bitcoin from the looks of it, confirmed to CoinDesk that the report is false. The report is false. CoinGlass data showed that 81 million worth of short positions or bets against higher prices were liquidated on the move to 30K, and 31 million in longs or bets on higher prices were liquidated during the correction. Liquidation refers to when an exchange forcibly closes a trader's leverage position due to a partial or total loss of the trader's initial margin. It happens when a trader is unable to meet the margin requirements for a leverage position. So there we are. That's a close out there. The SEC website shows no approvals for a spot Bitcoin ETF. So remember that. We're expecting that next year, right? The first quarter of next year is the soonest that we're expecting approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF. Bloomberg also reported that the BlackRock application is still under review. And of course, here is Cointelegraph here saying sorry for $100 million of wreckness. That's kind of it. Although, we got the upside, right? If you weren't in those wreckness knee of getting liquidated, then you got the upside because it's made a nice little chart for the Bitcoin. We apologize for a tweet that led to the dissemination of inaccurate information regarding BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. An internal investigation is currently underway. We are committed to transparency. We'll share the findings on the investigation with the public once it's known, etc. But too late for you if you're in the got liquidated. It was reported last week the SEC won't appeal the loss in the case against Grayscale, which we covered, which is thought to boost the chances of GBTC eventually being converted to a spot ETF. Bitcoin rose 4% in the Asian morning on Monday, continuation of Friday's reaction to the US SEC decision not to appeal the recent Grayscale rulings. Grayscale is the sister company of CoinDesk, of course. So that is the big drama, boy, oh boy, and a painful drama if you got liquidated. So that's pretty much it on that. So that is the big green candle today, but a really good day to wake up. Look at that thing, beautiful. Is it going to help set something? Are we going to get some more momentum off that, or is it going to just get sold off? We will see. But I'm still fairly bullish on that. So the stock market bullish, crypto bullish, and of course we have a nice big window of opportunity, as I call it, all the way to the Fed meeting here on the 1st of November, expecting a no change, which means that we have a longer window of opportunity all the way out to the 16th of November. Obviously, in the US, they're still trying to get a Speaker of the House. They got that vote, and they've also got to do something about the budget stopgap, which ends on the 16th of November there. And so they've got to deal with that. That was 45 days, if you recall, from the 1st of October through. So they're still going to get that deal. So that's still sitting out there as a challenge. But in any case, for the crypto, a window of opportunity continues. Very, very excited to see that, and may keep continuing into Christmas time. It's going to be fun to see. So that is kind of the crypto news, which brings us to Pulsechain. Pulse gains. Do we like Pulsechain? Pulse gains? I think so. We got Pulsechain at the moment at $0.000421. This is day 157. So the end of day 157, $0.000421. We're up 3.72%. So just a modest gain on the old Pulsechain side, but maybe the beginning of something green. Let's see how we get on. 0.42x is the sacrifice. So still super discount from the mean sacrifice price, but about 2x the whale price there at the moment. PulseX is at $0.0011, up 3.65%. One Pulse will get you 3.81 PulseX. It's pretty much the same as what we've seen the last couple of days, probably 3 or 4 days, 3.81 Pulse to PulseX. But the buy and burn continues to go up. And I didn't cover this yesterday, of course, because I wasn't streaming. But we're at 481, almost 482 billion PulseX is now being bought and burned, which is superior to tokenomics out there compared to other chains and DEXs combinations. So really, really awesome. And of course, that is now 2.33% of the public supply of PulseX. So just slowly churning away. The more that's traded on the Pulsechain and PulseX, the more that we're seeing happen there. And of course, we've got most of our big protocols to launch, as we're going to be talking about coming up very imminently now. We're getting really close to these things launching. And the other side, of course, is that we've got something in excess of over 180 projects that will be on Pulsechain even at the moment. And of course, more developers, more teams are coming to Pulsechain. You guys probably noticed that since we've been covering a lot of the updates. So really, it's exciting to see that Pulsechain is one of the greatest chains on the planet, if not maybe out of 2 or 3, that has a huge number of developers and teams coming to build on it because they see all the fundamentals playing out. The incentive token at the moment is at 92 cents at the moment, and of course at 1.57%. And the ratio, most importantly, is just under 22,000 pulse per one incentive. We've just hit the 14 million incentives in supply, and of course they're being created from the farms on PulseX. We've got the buy and burn at the moment, just under 107,000 incentive tokens burned through the TRH third-party game. They're from Jacob and the BNB PulsePod team. Now moving to PHEX, which had a lot of the drama up to date, and it is up to 0.0074, so 75/100th of a penny basically, and it is up 8.28%. So a really nice move for Hex, and we're going to talk about that in a second. And we've got EHEX at the moment at 1/3 of a penny. So 1/3 of a penny. The combined price of EHEX and PX is at 1.05 cents. So still chumming around, still, it's almost like a magnet at the moment for Hex around that 1 cent mark, but it has been defending it, which is a good sign, I think, for some time. So fingers crossed on that. That's sort of setting a base that Hex can really bounce off from. Yeah, just waiting for that confidence and that sentiment to change. But definitely, it's a good day in the office for old Hex there. And we're going to talk about Hex daily stats at the end of the live stream. So those are the results there for day 157 for Pulsechain. Let's check out the charts. Before we do, though, I wanted to go to, we're going to talk about that in a second. So let's go to Pulse. This is the Pulse chart here. This is our structure that we've got at the moment. So we've still got this elongated ascending triangle. It's been pushed out, right? So it used to be a much shorter triangle, just keeps getting pushed out. We still have higher lows, as you can see, low here, and yeah, we're just slowly inching our way up here, but it's a nice good green day in the candle. Let's have a look at the RSI. Really, RSI there bounced from 41 up to 47 there, so plenty of room to move. We're going to try and zigzag our way out of this SEC event that we had some time ago. It's quite a few days now. Let's have a look how many days that is. 77 days. That's a good time. All right, so we're slowly inching our way out of that impact. And of course, once we get over this 5,000, particularly once we get over 5,600, we really have quite a good strong footing there to try to push higher as well. And I think once we get to a 75% recovery, then you can get pretty optimistic after that, is my guess, depending on the way the RSI looks, but looking pretty good there. All right, let's go to Pulse. Pulse X, and of course we've got liquid loans coming. That's going to collateralize Pulse. That's going to be bullish too. Pulse X here is up as well, and of course that's at 0.00104. A nice little green day in the candle there as well. Still got higher lows in place, but this is a bit flatter, a lot flatter than the Pulse white side. So a bit more work to do there. But of course this will benefit from anything around Pulse X with the DAO, single side staking, and of course the PowerCity in protocol collateralizing Pulse X. So those are some of the key benefits coming in for Pulse X that we're expecting in the future sometime. So that's Pulse X here. Let's have a look at the RSI. Yeah, it's still chilling below 50, but a nice jump from 43 to 47 there as well. So that is Pulse X. Let's go to the incentive token. 92 cents. You can sort of see it just chumming around there at the moment at new all-time lows. But let's have a look at the ratio and see where that is. Yeah, basically a new all-time low there too, just below 22,000. The incentive token there. Look at that. That is it. Shedding as more people mine. And of course, we hit 14 million in total supply for the incentive tokens here. Need some stuff to soak it up, I should say. So that's kind of the play. Let's jump to PHEX. This is the PHEX on the hourly. Woo-hoo-hee! Look at that pump. Some big money came in here and pumped good old PHEX, and it deserved it. It deserved it, honestly. It was under pressure. 0067 was where it was on the hourly here, and we got pressed up all the way to 0077. And of course, we're holding it there at the moment, which is kind of nice to see on the old hourly. Let's have a look at the RSI. RSI is in the oversold territory slightly. It's cooled off a little bit, which is kind of cool. Let's look at the 4 hourly on there too. Why not? That's the 4 hourly chart there. And we've got plenty of room here on the 4 hourly. We're only at 59. Let's go to the daily on the PHEX. And the PHEX way down there, 36 on the RSI. Just pumped to 46. And we're on the move there, bouncing along the Bollinger Bands. Because we're bouncing so far along the Bollinger Bands, we're likely to move up anyway, is the case there. So, yeah, that's generally good. We've got to change the shape of the Bollinger Band, but other than that, good day in the office there. And, we're now at 7/500th of a penny on the old PHEX there. And, of course, the big pump there, highlighted here from Two's Bookie. Someone with big bags just popped in like 125K into Hex. Their first buy since August the 1st. So it was kind of cool. Whale just popped in here. I'm not sure who made this little diagram, but and of course that was pretty cool. So nice little update there from the community. All right, so that's PHEX. Let's go to EHEX. EHEX has obviously been the poor cousin, as we've been calling it, and of course a nice little bounce off here. It did get down to 0028, and it's now at 0.3 of a penny, but still struggling to move up there. Hopefully, if it's a big cousin PX goes, then it's going to do pretty well. So that is pretty much it on the leaders of the Richard Hart Gold and cryptos. And of course, the strategy there, as Johnny Chaos would say, accumulate. And of course, that is what people are doing slowly and surely. Let's have a look at the validators. Validators hitting new records. We're at 45,468. So look at that. Just that uptrend continues with the validators. Pulsechain is the people's chain, and you can see people around the world are validating Pulsechain. Very, very exciting to see that. And of course, we're at 1.46 trillion. And I'll say that again, 1.46 trillion Pulse is off the market state. And that's a huge number, right? It's a huge number. Let's have a quickly bring up the calculator here. 1.46 divided by 15, which is the public supply. That is 9.7%, almost 10% of all Pulse is now staked with the validators. That's awesome. And of course, that doesn't include EIP 159, doesn't include the 4,096 Genesis validators that exited and burned. I think what was it, about 130, 132, 134 a billion Pulse there too. So some good stuff there. And of course, liquid loans is coming too, right? Going collateralized Pulse. People take off the market, more Pulse off the market. So the supply is dwindling. And of course, you then can go and either buy some more Pulse or something else. But it really is cool what it does there for Pulse. So liquid loans is a big deal for that. All right, so that's kind of cool. Let's have a look at the gas prices. They've been pretty cheap. We're at 560,000 beats at the moment, so kind of on the low end. Sometimes it gets, under 500,000 and the 400,000 mark, but that's pretty good lately. We're 7/10 of a penny for Pulse swap, 500th of a penny for Pulse coin transfer, and 2/10 of a penny for PRC 20 transfer at the moment. Now, the cool thing is that even with Ethereum, being relatively cheap at the moment, it's probably about seven Gwei. We're 542 times cheaper than that. So it's pretty amazing. And of course, 402 times cheaper than Bitcoin. So the cool thing about this is that I expect Pulsechain to get more valuable over time. We often hear Richard talk about that Pulsechain will get more valuable over time. But of course, that's a sign of a chain that's getting more valuable. So I do expect that to happen as we have more and more protocols, more people come onto the chain, especially as we move into more bullish market conditions as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun to see that play out. All right, that is it for day 157. We're going to be starting day 158 soon. Of course, we'll be covering the results of that tomorrow. Before we do that, though, we're going to get into the rest of the categories, PRC 20s, memes, and, of course, Pulsechain projects. Before we do that, though, let's say hello to people that have jumped in the chat. Woohoo! Let's go. Pretty good, eh? Bullish crypto, bullish stock market. Can't be too bad. Window of opportunity. Likely no Fed rate hike for November. It's starting to really, really line up pretty nicely. And yeah, let's see if we can get some momentum. That's what we want. It's all about momentum and sentiment. And the big institutions start spending some money. Let's jump way back up the top here. What did I get up to? Definitely didn't get up to there. We have looked there. We got up to Ivan. Ivan said buying 10 million Pulse Hex today. Nice one there, Ivan. Let's see here. We got Joey Tory's in the house there. Hi all. Good to see Joey. Welcome to the chat. We've got about 50 people watching at the moment, so a big shout out to all of you. If you're watching on Superman Crypto, Pulsechain YouTube, or Hex Token channel, big shout out there. We've got Charity in the house as well, have we? We've got Charity. Hi, friends. Good to see you, Charity. And we've got Joey Chadwick as well. Hi, Joey. Yeah, good to see you, Joey. We've got Humberto, Yo, Cheer Superman, and RH family today from Chile, Bogota, Colombia. I hope I did that justice there, Humberto. Welcome, Humberto. Property View, good show today. Hey, thanks for that, Property View. Big shout out. Tintop as well. What up, Excans? Good to see you, Tintop. Welcome to the chat. Yo, says Harry Williams. Absolutely. We got Hex Force 1. And good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon to Hex Force 1. The SEC better investigate the scam false report. I know, it's pretty serious. You would think that they would report that to investigate that, wouldn't you, Hex Force 1? You're probably quite right. Valiant's in out there. Hi, all. Green Day. Let's let the front running begin, says Valiant. Yeah, indeed. Let's see. Bob Wells. Good to see Bob. Big shout out from Bob. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Christian says house speaker. Yeah, I think they're trying to get Jim Jordan through the moment, which is my favorite pick. So fingers crossed there. Now, talking about that, Jim Jordan and the House Speaker's race, I think Louisiana had their governor and other government positions go through their their election. And hey, look, it's positive news, very positive news. Last election, I think it was kind of mixed Democrat Republicans. This time, it's completely swung over to Republicans. This could be a good sign leading into the next year's election. So that's going to be kind of cool. Now, just don't get me right here. I don't like uni-party Republicans. Want to get rid of all those. But I love the freedom-loving ones. We want all those ones, the ones that actually want to make America great. So looking forward to that. That's going to be really cool. And the people are getting it, man. The people are getting it. They are rejecting woke politics. You just saw in New Zealand, we got rid of, basically fascist parties now, the Greens and the Labour Party, the Maori Party. We got rid of them in the election, so that was bullish. We're waiting for the special votes. We've got about 500,000 special votes, so that's going to move seats around. But hopefully that's going to end up even better outcome. Fingers crossed on that. So, yeah. And in Australia, they rejected the little setup, the con job that was going to be put on Australia with the yes vote to voice, which was all lies, right? It was going to lead on to a treaty with itself, and basically implement a form of apartheid and a racist state, which, we don't want that. We want modern society. Everyone's treated the same. That's the only way you can move forward in a multicultural society. So, yeah, it's really, really cool. Otherwise, you're sitting there with oppression, and you've got institutional oppression, and you don't want that. So I think it was a good outcome. And I think the Australians and the New Zealand people got it, right? They understood it, and that's bullish news. Looks like that's happening in Louisiana there today with the election. So that was really good news. So people are getting it. It's nice. They're not being fooled by these set-up elites, as it were. Tail 7 House as well got a big bag of wrapped Bitcoin, P-wrapped Bitcoin earlier after Crypto Heartbeat spoke about it. Do you think RH is the biggest holder and wants parity? I haven't seen that commentary actually, Tail 7. A lot of people speculate on that parity thing. We will see how that goes. We might check it now because we're just going to cover that. So that's a good lead in there. Unprotected Hex as well. When Moon. Green day. It's a green day in the charts. Freedom channel, Phame channel, no drama channel. Absolutely. That's how we rock and roll. Best chain, best community, best founder, best gains incoming, says Excavator. Absolutely. What else there? Now, if you haven't seen Hexcavator, it does a lot of really cool infrastructure work. And if you'd like to see that, get into our Discord. The link is in the video description, and go to the non-crypto chat, and he posts pictures of all the infrastructure work that he does, and it's amazing stuff. So big shout out to Excavator for that, because it really is cool. Let me just jump through some of that. Hey, is it still possible to cross-chain ETH here? It's very difficult. I'm not sure if there's a easy solution on that. I have some value over that side. I want to move to Pulsechain, tried all the usual chain swaps. There is a couple of sites, Bob Wells. I did find them, but they're a little bit dubious. So you may definitely have to use a DGM wallet. I might try and find those for you. I did go through all that myself, trying to see what was still working over there. There's a couple of sites. But yeah, I'll have to go through that and try and check that. Yeah, 125k of Hex ports, says Bob Wells. Let's see what else we got to go. Evo and House there. Pulse wrap Bitcoin looking good, says Ivo. Yeah, we're gonna check that. You guys can see it already in the charts there. Oh, you can't actually because I've got it covered, but we're gonna cover that soon. Let's hope the whale will stake or hodl, says Bob Wells. I think they're a trader there, Bob. Probably trading is my guess on that big buy. But hey, at least it pushes the chart up. That's a positive. So, traders do help the liquidity of the market and direction. So we can't be unhappy about that, right? Boop, boop, says Sandy Beach. Sandy Beach says I had base on ETH fear, lols. That's funny. Yeah. SJ Wild appears. Always a pleasure. SJ Wild, a superstar in our community. Big shout out to you, and thanks for all that you do. Every time you're doing something absolutely fun and amazing. So big shout out to SJ. Don't forget to boot the likes. You definitely smash the likes on the way in there as well. Got a few other comments here from some of the ladies in the Pulsechain. Boop, boop. Yep. Make the world great, not deep state. That's the way we want it. That's the way we want it. Mikey is in Louisiana, says Excavator. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, really great news. And that's a signal potentially for the next year's elections because it was a big swing, all red. It went all red. So positive stuff, man. I think people are getting it. People are waking up to all that stuff. So it's kind of good. All right, let's get back into the chain. And of course, this is the PRC 20 categories. These are the bigger ones. These are my custom list, of course. And let's see what the results are today. I'm sorting by percentages rather than liquidity. If we go liquidity, no, let's do liquidity. So I'm sorting by the biggest liquidity at the top, and the smallest at the bottom there. And we got PDI at the top today by liquidity. And of course, look at that. Woohoo! Rallied all the way up to 00094. Is currently at 00086 at the moment. This is PDI, which is pretty cool. This is a Tropa. So a really nice 14.5% gain on there. Now on the hourly, you can see that it got over, the RSI got overbought. These are really good to look at the RSI just to give you a sense before you buy or sell, and look at the trend, look at the RSI, and see how that goes. Now, if you want to get the RSI, just go to indicators and type in RSI. If you're on like using Dex Screener or Dex Schools or something, type in that. It's the relative strength index, and you're just using the default settings. Some people manipulate those, but you can just leave them as they are. And you've got, if it gets over 70, it's kind of overbought. If it gets below 30, it's oversold. So it gives you an idea of when to enter and exit. And it generally works pretty well, especially with a chart that's sort of zigzagging sideways or zigzagging up and down with some nice little patterns in there. It does work pretty well for that. You can see on the hourly here, it's pretty well. So when you see it get up here on the hourly and you see these pumps going up here and you see it get overbought, well, you're not going to buy then, are you? You're going to hold off. Go, I'll just hold off and wait for it to come down a bit. And you would have got a cheaper price, right? So how far is it going to go down? Well, it just depends on the chart there. But you can see a nice little uptrend there as well. And in any case, you're going to save yourself buying at the top and getting something cheaper. So that's kind of the way you might want to think about that. Looking at 4 hourly, let's look at that. So plenty of room to move on the 4 hourly there. Had some pretty big pumps there, but take the 4 hourly in with the 1 hourly chart there, and it gives you a better idea of what to do. Now this is the daily. So look at the daily. That's the daily chart, and we can see that it's well below here on the 45. I kind of ignored the RSI at the moment on this because it's really chilled out there. We've definitely tapered off, and but you'd be wanting to look at a trigger here on the daily to trigger up there, so you can see that momentum's changing in the RSI there. So it's kind of cool. But that is the chart at the moment. And can it get back to 1/10 of a penny? That's kind of the play there. And then 3/10 of a penny, the all-time high. And of course, the target, as you guys know, targeting this thing up here, this yellow line, the 1 cent. The 1 cent, can it do it? Obviously, people are talking about parity, $1, but let's see there as well. Now that is the PDI back wrap Bitcoin, as you guys are talking about, P wrap Bitcoin. Let's have a look at that. This is the daily. And you can see, yeah, having a nice little rally over the last week to 10 days, which is kind of cool. $96.97, and the RSI has really got plenty of room to move. 53 on there. Let's have a look at the trader's view for 4 hours, kind of a trader's chart. We can see this nice little uptrend in the RSI here. Has face resistance here at 65, but really nice movement there on the RSI. But it is getting, probably can go run a bit higher. Maybe up here, up to 110 or something, or 1.5. But just getting up there into the overbought territory. Just keep a lookout for that. All right, so that is wrap Bitcoin. What else have we got going there? Tropa there is up 15%. Those are the leaders, really. So the leaders are doing pretty well here on the percentages. Treasury bill is up 3%. Not much happening there. Tropa is up 16%, so that's pretty good on a Tropa. A couple of days there, but look at that, way off the top there. And you definitely want to see this turnout here break out. Maybe if it gets over 47 or something, that could be pretty cool and some volume come in. But very speculative nevertheless, but has, it's kind of bottomed out there from the looks of it. That is the teddy bear. That's kind of it from it. A lot of little percentage gains and a lot of other stuff. We're going to look at Pepe and Sushi. So these two. So 9-inch Dex, we're expecting that to launch before the 4th of November, probably quite a bit soon, probably late October, probably in the next 2 weeks, basically. We're expecting 9-inch Dex to launch, and the two big meme coins, SHIB and Pepe, may do very well. Now, it's speculative, of course, but they are the two big meme coins, and they may get a big run-up or get a big post-run-up there on the 9-inch Dex launching. And look, they could really do some action on this chart, given it's tapered off there. So, speculative, but certainly could have huge upside. Pepe, of course, is the other one that is already pumped like a couple of days ago, but still looking pretty good. On the chart, if you look at the chart history there, that's still looking like a pretty good entry, even at 8,700. Let's have a look at the RSI on here, 4 hourlies. I don't have the RSI, so let's add the RSI and relative strength index, and check that out. So yeah, it's just chilling around here on the 55 mark there. Let me just go to the daily. That's what the daily looks like. So we're down there at 53 there on the daily. Let's look at the hourly there. Hourly's not making much sense. So let's look at the daily. That's pretty much it at the moment. So it's pretty chill. But this is definitely Pepe could do pretty well also. And of course, the Pepe NFTs got sold out the other day, didn't they? So that's kind of bullish news too. So Pepe and SHIB, definitely a speculative play for the 9-inch Dex, which is the meme Dex coming up. Remember, $16 million was sacrificed for that. And I suggest to you it's probably going to launch inside October before the 4th of November, which is when they're having the official party. And of course, Hexibastard has indicated it's going to launch before then, which leads us into the meme coins, our third category, of course. And we can see that Axis Alive doing pretty well at 1.8%. Where'd the ETH go? This is one of the three meme coins for the 9-inch DEX, which is where the ETH go, Paul Pleb and Pulse Dodge. And of course, where the ETH go had a little pump as well. So kind of cool. That is the pump there. Look at that. Woohoo! Not a little pump. It's pretty good. That's a pretty strong pump. So that's, quite a few days, 17 days, and it's up 67%, which is not bad, especially in the current conditions that we've had. And that thing might hyper pump, right? So it's kind of cool. This is the latest meme coin that launched, remember? It was kind of a thank you and fill in the gap before the 9-inch DEX launched. And it's at 70 cents at the moment, so not bad there as well. The other one is Paul Pleb, which is kind of the main coin for Hexibastard. It's the one he set up. And let's have a look at that. That is still chilling around there. As you guys know, if you could get it for like 3,500 would have been really good. It's currently at 4,300, just pulled back a little bit there. But definitely this could have a hyper pump, right, for the 9-inch DEX, because we know it's going to get BBC token incentive token support with single side pulls or something to that effect. So pretty bullish on that one, and obviously still speculative. And the third one, of course, is Pulse Dodge. PLD is the token. This is the original one. And this is a chilled off here. Look at this, chilled off, getting into the buy zone. So this is now in the buy zone for me out of those three, and it's now at 0028. So you guys know under 3,000 was kind of a buy trigger there. Now it's up to you, not financial advice, all that good stuff. But this is likely to hyper pump too on a 9-inch DEX there as well. So fingers crossed. It's got the least holders on that one too. Do use Petius if you're going to speculate on these, because there's bots running on Paul Pleb and Pulse Dodge. So it's good to use Petius. That will help you give bot protection on that as well. Now, looking at the daily, you can see we're down at about 37, 38 here on BLD. Let's go to the 4-hourly as well. Have a quick look at that. And we're pretty much down here, 35 on that one too. So it might be getting a little bit exhausted. Really, that 9-inch DEX, once that news comes out, bam, these things could really fly. Not financial advice, of course, but we're playing probability. So there we are. That leads us into category number 4, Pulsechain projects. So let's get to that. And we're sorted by liquidity, remember. And we've got Halgo at the top, up 8%. So nice day for Halgo. Spark Swap up 5%. Tetra up 7% there. TRH is down 10%. So let's have a quick look at TRH. That's the GameFi, of course. So that's really heading down south there at the moment. And now this team's got so much coming, right? So there's V4 for TRH. There is V1 for TYCZ on the BNB chain, which is going to be, I think, quite a game changer. It seems to, based on some early stuff I've seen so far. So keep a lookout for TYCZ. They might be trying to take on Binance's main protocols in terms of DEX and things. So we're going to check that out, see how that, see whether that can be something that takes off. And I'm pretty optimistic about that. The other one is they also got PulseBot coming up, waiting for the Fetch Oracle. They need the Fetch Oracle, just like Liquid Loans and PowerCity do for the PulseBot. And so, yeah, and they've also got price calls coming for BNB pot on the BNB chain. So some cool stuff happening there. Some of the other stuff we're seeing from some of the teams is not only are they going to Pulsechain, but they're also going on to Ethereum, and they want to eat some of the lunch. So we want to start eating into Uniswap's market share, which I think is exciting, right? Pulsechain teams eating some of Uniswap's market share. That's fantastic. And of course, true DeFi, right? True DeFi. Yeah, as opposed to fake DeFi like Uniswap and MetaMask, for example, who shut off coins they don't like, or trying to protect their brand reputation or whatever legal position. But true DeFi, it doesn't do stuff like that. So very exciting to see that play out. That's TRH. Let's have a look at some others there. PTS up 2%. Beetroot up 6% there. PRS Reflections is down 16% today. Time Token down 4%. Pulse Kitten is up 5%. Now, Pulse Kitten's been doing pretty well. Let's have a quick look at Pulse Kitten. It's had a good couple of days from memory. Look at that Pulse Kitten there. That's pretty good on that chart. Nice little rally, super rally on that. So congratulations if you're in Pulse Kitten. That's done pretty well. Daytona Finance is pretty much flat. Pulse Rate is pretty much, it's up 4%. Those are kind of the leaders there. And Texan Token to wrap up there is up 3%. Those are sort of all the ones above 20K in liquidity. So not bad there as well. All right, which leads us on into the main events. We've got liquid loans. It is getting close, folks. I'm suggesting, what day are we on? We're on day 16th, 17th, depending where you are. And yeah, we should reasonably expect the Fetch Oracle, the first decentralized Oracle on Pulsechain. And of course, we need it to unleash a lot of the more complicated protocols that need reliable price calls and non-price calls as well to launch. So we could reasonably expect it to launch this week sometime. Remember that Crypto Crazy, the CEO of Liquid Loans, said that the Liquid Loans would launch in October. So it seems like you're going to need that Fetch Oracle up at least for a week or two. So I think it's reasonable to expect that, barring any other intel out there. But that is kind of the expectations of Liquid Loans, which is kind of cool. Now, they haven't had any update further about that at the moment. Still doing a lot of marketing and promotion, but that is kind of where we are at the moment on a lot of the stuff. So Liquid Loans, looking forward to that. And yeah, I'm expecting to see the Fetch Oracle out this week to make the October deadline, because you want to have that up and running, operating, and make sure that that's operating as it's supposed to, just like on testnet, right? So that's kind of important. That's Liquid Loans. And of course, we've got the front end there. The protocol is the website, liquidloans.io. That leads us on into the testnet, of course. The test network, of course, you put Pulse in here. It's going to be built for Pulsechain, right? You put your Pulse in and you get USDL out. So that's the second stable coin. We've got the Coast, of course, CSD, which has been out, and it's making new milestones in terms of the amount of capital. I think it's over 3 million now. And of course, we've got USDL coming, which is going to collateralize Pulse. And this is a game changer, particularly if the big players use it. We want the big, medium-sized players to use these protocols in particular and issue a lot of stable coins. They can park their Pulse there, earn some yield, and it's a great exit in some ways, or at least a partial exit for some of the bigger holders. It may be of tax benefit to them as well. They can also participate in all the platforms' opportunities. So they can borrow put your Pulse there, get more Pulse off the market, and of course, get USDL, flood the market, Pulsechain with USDL. It's a bit like the Federal Reserve. You're kind of minting out those stable coins, and people can go and spend those or put them in pools or whatever. So we're going to expect those to flood the market, which would be pretty cool. So the best outcome would be high use from the bigger holders, medium-sized holders, and of course, flooding of USDL stablecoin, and of course, the ability to get leverage lending and to pump that up. So we've already got PH Universe out there, but this is going to amplify that dramatically, and we look forward to it being used that way. We've got the stability pool in here as well. You stake your USDL, you can either put it in here, or you can go out and buy more Pulse or something else like that. That's kind of the idea of leverage lending there as well. And of course, we've got the stake pool there. Remember, this is effectively zero interest. Obviously, there's a little bit of fee in there, but zero interest there. And of course, you can get loan token. That's going to be big, sought after pretty big as well. And loan token there, you can stake that in here and earn nice rewards in Pulse and USDL. So it's pretty cool. So if you've got USDL staked inside Liquid Loans, you can earn Pulse and loan token. If you've got loan token, you can earn Pulse and USDL. So it's kind of cool like that. And it's also, obviously, this is a really important part, this next bit. And there is going to be LP rewards. And Christian knows all about that. Christian knows that LP rewards are going to be amazing. And there's 150 billion loan tokens up for grabs for the first 42 days. So the big players are going to be after that. They're going to be chasing after that. It's pretty amazing. And of course, as you guys know, we're expecting around about 25% of the loan tokens to be out early. It's around about that mark, with the rest of it coming out over a 2-year period, right? And of course, the Magic Carpet Ride there was the number one a sacrifice pool, as you were. They were running the Magic Carpet Ride, were running that. And of course, now they're building dApps like Barista and stuff like that. So pretty cool steakhouse, cool stuff like that. So Bistro, really neat. So yeah, this is really it's going to be a lot of action here. That's going to really help build up these liquidity pools, get the excitement going, get the earnings, more passive income. Really is cool. And the one thing powerful about Liquid Loans, it is a fork of liquidity, and it's like the Federal Reserve in the sense that you're creating your own internal dollar, as it were. So it's really neat like that. And we're going to find out what that's going to do, especially near the beginning of a chain, right? So it's going to be fun to see that too. I think Liquidity launched about 5 years after Ethereum, something like that. So this is launching pretty much, within 6 months of the launch, which is pretty cool. All right. Now, if you remember at the beginning, before Pulsechain launched, we were expecting this out maybe at the end of month 2, right? So 6 to 8 weeks. So here we are in month number 6. So really, we had to add on 4 months, just as a bit of historics there. But that's we didn't have the SEC event in the roadmap, the SEC Black Swan event in the roadmap. So it's turned out pretty good. I think the timing couldn't be much better than now. So that's kind of the play there. All right. So that is liquid loans. And of course, that is going to collateralize Pulse, which is very important. But of course, we've also got PowerCity. PowerCity, of course, is going to be collateralizing Pulse X, which is awesome too. And I think this was a master move by PowerCity. Really, really is cool. And of course, they've got their protocols. They've got 6 in the ecosystem at the moment. And of course, the PowerCity core is getting very close. I want to talk about that first before I talk about their liquidity fork. But let's talk about that. So PowerCity core, you can obviously test it on the testnet at the moment. So that's kind of cool. And this is the testnet here. Hopefully it will run up there. I think I'm on the wrong chain, so I'll have to switch over to the testnet just to get that right. Yeah. Let me just go to the testnet here. Pulsechain, testnet 4. That probably help a little bit there. All right, so here, this is the core. Now, many people sacrifice for the core for PowerCity. I'm pretty sure that was going to be pretty exciting to see that play out. And of course, you can put your Watt token on here, and of course, you can start earning fees from here as well, which is pretty cool. Put your Watt token. They've also got PHLP, so you can provide liquidity too. They've got the cool thing about the PowerCity core, the PowerCity team. They're using NFTs for positions as well, which is pretty cool. So you got NFTs in this as well. So it's a bit different, which I think is really neat. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's got some of the cool stuff happening there. You'll be able to earn rewards in PulseX and Pulse, which is pretty cool. So really looking forward to that in the core. And of course, they've just posted a screenshot today, or at least I posted a screenshot today of their sneak peek of their latest update around the PowerCity core. Here's a sneak peek screenshot from core staking platform. Checklist, build, test, and audit. So they've all ticked all those off. So finished building, testing, audit. Next is final safety checks and deploy mainnet. So this is really exciting, everybody. Really, really exciting. And they got some cool stuff there around the NFTs stakes as well. I love how they've incorporated NFTs for this with staking, and really, really bullish. So get excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. The other cool thing is I like what they've done. This is just a bit of an add-on, but they've got some really cool utilities in here. And of course the contract addresses as well. Hats off to the team for that. I think all projects should do that. I think it's really, really cool. Makes it user friendly. Instead of people running around and go, what's the contract for this? Is this safe? At least you got it on the website here, and you can just add it to your wallets and things like that. I think that's really cool. And of course you can wrap Pulse and stuff like that too. Use a wrapper. And of course, if you want to get some PL out, some liquidity provision, you can use the Zapper, and it will do that for you too. So if you guys are familiar with doing zapping for liquidity, really, really cool. So some really cool stuff there, but the core is going to be super popular, and a lot of people have sacrificed for this project. So very exciting. Now they've obviously had one of their protocols that's been running for quite some time is the Portal X, right? So the Portal X there is a DEX, a cross-chain and on-chain swapping super DEX aggregator, really. And of course, that's been operating for some time, and they must have accumulated a lot of fees on this, right? Because that's been definitely one of the most popular DEX aggregators and cross-chain swaps as well. And of course, was it over 70 chains or something? Look at all these chains, man. Really has been really, really impressive. They got caught out a little bit there by the OKX exchange, but changed now. They all got caught out, but they're back up and running. They found a solution and got back up and running, which is pretty cool. So yeah, lesson learned, as we say. But look at that, all those chains that you have access to, very cool. And of course, they're going to broaden their offering over time with that. But they must have accrued a lot of fees through that. And of course, if you've got the Watt token, you're going to be the beneficiary of that. So that's really, really exciting to see that. Now, the other thing, of course, they've got launching is the Earn protocol, the fork of liquidity on the PulseX side, which is cool. And but they've got this coming up here. They're going to be issuing our third stablecoin, PXDC, which is going to be super bullish. And you're going to be able to do all similar sort of mechanisms as you do on liquid loans, but for PulseX this time. But the cool thing is that this is for the smaller players as well. The retail players are particularly useful for them because on liquid loans you have to have $2,000 loan. Here you only need a $500 one, so it's a much better accessible platform for that point of view. So it's going to be widely used. And remember, there's so many more wallets, like 186,000 wallets for a PulseX, and of course the sacrifice ratio was like 4-to-1 or something like that. So this is going to be, there's many more players out there that will use this, especially with the lower entry for loan. So I think that's going to be extra bullish for PulseX, which needs it, right? Needs that pump because it's down to 10% of the mean sacrifice price, and 50% below the big whales one as well. So we could see some huge amount of PulseX going in here. It's going to be fun. Now, you can do really moderate risk, of course, 10%, 100,000% collateral, 10% loan, or you'll see a lot more aggressive people on there, taking out 250% collateral levels as well. So there's going to be a lot of range from that risk players there. It's going to be fun to see. So super bullish, and of course you'll be able to earn the earn token and of course PLSX and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty bullish on this protocol, which leads us into the front ends, which is going to be pretty cool. Magic Upright, of course, just crushing all the time there with these protocols, and has entered the DApp fray to build on Pulsechain. So pretty exciting. And we've got an update from Magic Upright today. Attention, Pulsechain mainnet testnet complete. So if you were a day one no lock liquidation sacrificer, in other words, you didn't have any. Remember, they when you did the sacrifice for liquid loans, every month you'd get 6% bonus out to the month 24, where you got a 12% bonus for that last month. So I think it was about 150% bonus. If you didn't take that and you got all your stuff coming out liquid, or at least if you've got stuff coming out liquid at all with no lock, then MCR community pool, you have been sent one PulseX as a test. So that's pretty cool. So you may have received that in your sacrifice account. Stand by for the test loan to be sent on testnet as well. So they're testing their allocation for the airdrops there, which is pretty cool for the sacrifice, which is pretty neat there. Feel free to use the T loan and Barista as well. Pulsechain is real, so kind of cool there. That's their magic sacrifice multi-sender. You can see all the transactions that they've done sending out to all the wallets that won PulseX there on the testnet. So very, very cool. A really cool feature, another feature utility from Magic Upright. So really bullish news on that one. I'm going to post the link to that one. So if you want to catch that, let's see. Bang, there we go. That is the link to Magic Upright. Give them a follow too if you haven't followed them as well. So that's coming up there. They're going to be a front end for liquid loans. Now, I don't know for Pulse liquid loans yet. So let's get to the Barista. Have we got Barista up there? I thought I had Barista. Let's pull up Barista there. I'm going to quickly look at that. So this is been on the testnet at the moment. So let's have a look. Magic Upright says we sent a T loan a few hours ago, so you should be able to see that in your wallet too. So there we are. Check out on the X site there. All right. So this is the Barista front end for liquid loans. So we should probably see this is going to be the first of a front end. If you go to Liquidity, they've got probably about 15 of them or something. This is the first one. But the cool thing about Barista is they have I think it's auto staking, yeah, and or auto stability pool, and they also have the bean token, which you can earn the bean token here rewards, which is pretty cool. So it's got extra rewards as opposed to if you use the liquid loans front end itself. So this is going to be pretty popular, and they've been dominating on the testnet there with rewards. So it's pretty cool. Not sure what wallet I'm on here, but let me go to another TGN wallet. I think we've got our play wallets up here somewhere. Let me refresh. All right, so yeah, we've been getting some. We've been playing around with this daily. Quite a few people on Discord have been playing around on this. I can see my collateral ratio is 191%. The TCR at the top for everybody's ratio is 308%. So the stability pool, let's see what I got in there. I got 665 million loan tokens to claim. We might as well claim that while we're here, just for fun. But bam, let's go. So that's ticking away there on the stability pool. So I've staked USDL there, put some pulse in, staked USDL, and I've got 5.68% of the pool there on the Barista. And once again, there's a liquid loans front end. Instead of using the liquid loans, you could use this, for example. But there's extra rewards here and benefits there. So yeah, I get pulse and loan token for that, which is cool. I can then go to the staking pool, and that loan token that I got as rewards, I can then stake in here. I won't do that while we're doing on live, but I can do that. And looks like I've hit 1% of the pool without that, so it's kind of cool. And of course, I can get my bean. I can claim my bean rewards, which is pretty cool on that. So looking good. Actually, let's do it. Let's do it. It won't take me too long. Let me have a look here. Let me go max on that one, and I'm going to take. I don't know if the decimal places has been fixed, but apart from that, I'm going to delete the decimal places and approve. There was a little bit of issue there. Some people were experiencing with the decimal places. I'm sure you guys have fixed that by now. So yeah, let's do that. It's on the approve step. Let's go there, bam, bam, and that's gone through. So we're going to hit the full collateral. I'm going to take away the decimals on this too, just so I don't guarantee I don't have any issues there. And confirm. All right, bam. Magic Cupra says no decimal issues. User error. User error. That wasn't my experience, but we fixed it. I just deleted the decimals now anyway. All right. We took that away. All right, so that's kind of cool. When I deposit that, of course, it's going to auto take out the rewards there. So it does that at the same time. So the rewards I've got, if I refresh at the top, how many bean have I got? Let's have a look. I got 66,685 bean, which is not bad, which is pretty cool. So there we are. That is Barista front end looking good. All right, let's move around there. So good news there. So check that out on the testnet complete. So you would have got that PLSX and the T-line there if you're a liquid holder of liquid line sacrificer. So check that out. That brings us on into cool stuff there. So we've got all these launching: PowerCity Core, Earn Protocol, liquid loans, Barista. Really is going to be a fun time in the next 2 to 3 weeks, is my guess. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be really, really cool. And of course, Fetch Oracle as well. And that's just to get warming up there. So very, very exciting place there for people that are sacrificing PowerCity, Barista, or liquid loans. It's all about to come true. Your dreams are about to come true. How about that? All right, that brings us on into Phame. Phame has been amazing. So Phame from the PH universe. We've talked about these are our big ecosystems that are dropping. Yeah, we've got the Phame ecosystem, the PH universe ecosystem. We've got the liquid loans ecosystem. We've got the PowerCity ecosystem. We've got the Magic Cupra ecosystem. We've got the Zen ecosystem. We've got the 9mm ecosystem. We've got all these big ecosystems dropping. These are projects, teams that have multiple dApps in their ecosystem, not just a one-off dApp, which is important, but we have more and more ecosystems dropping in the Pulsechain, which is awesome, bringing us more great products, which is good. So we've got Phame here. We'll be crossing $200,000 in fees at any moment. This was 16 hours ago with 70% APR on the liquidity pool. So PHLP, there's liquidity pool. And of course, 33 million in volume. Amazing results. Really, really outstanding. These are impressive numbers for a third-party protocol on Pulsechain in a short time frame. I think they're fantastic. You guys know I've been covering it very, very closely there. Really great results. We're going to have a quick look at the Phame protocol here. And of course, we can go to stats and have a look at that ourselves and see the stats here. At the moment, they've got 1.7 million open interest. Now, they do have a cap on the amount of liquidity that can be provided. But at the moment, open interest is at 1.7 million, which is pretty solid. 722 users so far. The PHL pool, 2.6 million in there. It's been pretty stable around that now. That's kind of reached that level. But the fees here, look at this, almost at 200,000 US dollars, and that's 196,790. So that's pretty amazing. If we go to Famous on the market and have a look for the price, we can see the Phame down here is at 42 cents. So it's actually a little discount to what it has been, but it's been up the last 2 green days. Shed it off here. It used to be up around about 56 cents. Earlier when it launched, it was up about 70 cents. So definitely it's down from that, but performing very, very well as the old Phame, doing pretty well. Now, what's going to say about this? Let's go back to Phame there and go back to the stats here. $38.2 million in volume. Isn't that incredible? Really, really great results. And how many days has it been out? Let's have a look here. So 31 days. 31 days it's been out, and it's made 38 million. So well over $1 million a day in volume. Isn't that pretty cool? I think that's pretty neat. Let's go to the apps as well. Let's have a look at that and go to the dashboard. Let's go to the Earn protocol actually. And we can see that currently 55% of all Phame is staked at the moment. It's earning 11% APR, which I think is a very tidy APR at the moment. And of course, we look at the Pareto liquidity pool on PX. We can see that you can earn in the Pareto pool, you can earn 17 to 43%, which is pretty tidy as well. And of course, the PHL pool, man, oh man, oh man, there is $2.5 million of PHLP in there. But look at this thing, 70.5% APR, spectacular. I think that's spectacular, really impressive on that one. The 4G one there, the other pool on PX is also earning 26 to 67% APR. So some absolute spectacular results here, and I don't think it's going to be going away anytime soon, which I think is pretty cool. The other thing, of course, is that the utilization's been pretty good in terms of the liquidity. People go into that PHL pool. The liquidity's been pretty solid. We've seen it maxed out many times. At the moment, the Pulsechain is maxed out at 100% pretty much. Pulse is not, 68%. Hex is not at the moment, 32%. So keep an eye on that. Neither is Wrapped ETH or Wrapped BTC. Now, if those are going long, if you're going to go long, those are the sort of pools. If you're going to go short, you need stable coins. That's DAI, USDC, and USD Tether. Short means, of course, you're betting that the price will go down. We've got 66% on DAI, 40% on USDC, and 37% on USD Tether there. So pretty interesting. And if we go back to the analytics and we look at the breakdown, we can see that at the moment, out of 1.7 million open positions, 1.25 million is for longs. They're betting that the price will go up. 477,000 is for shorts. That basically, these people open positions betting the price will go down. So it's the breakdown there of that open interest of shorts and longs there at the moment. So kind of cool. But about to hit that 200K in fees. That's pretty amazing. Fantastic results there from the team there, which is pretty cool. Another interesting fact was that someone 3 hours ago closed a long on the Hex price. In other words, they're betting the price would go up. They did a short trade on that from the looks of it, and they put 127,000 notional position in there. They made $13,500 in profits, and they had to pay $538 in fees. So that is a very good trade. So well done to them. Yeah, pretty cool. Hex Brick says fake, but that is pretty good. All right, some good results there happening with Phame. Pretty cool. Which is going to bring us into the Hex.com. Maybe check this out. We've got one news item left to come, so stay tuned for that. But Hex.com, check it out, and we're going to get to the results for Hex day 1414. We've got the 16th of October at 2023. We've got the price there at just under 0.3 of a penny on the snapshot, 0.0297. We got the payout, so it's up 0.8% for the day. We've got the payout per T-share is at 6.642 Hex per T-share. The share rate is up slightly. We've got the average mining at 7.11 years, 39% for the APY for existing T-share miners. The ownership pool is up 3,839 today. It was down 3,000 yesterday. So we're sitting at 9,767,000 T-shares inside the ownership pool. When you get your Hex and you start mining Hex, you have to burn your Hex for T-shares, and that's what's in the ownership pool there. And that earns you more Hex, which is kind of cool. Lock percentage of coins, 9.29% of all Hex is locked on the old Ethereum chain. We had very small penalties both yesterday and today. It's particularly small, but the reward pool is still around about 65 million Hex, which is pretty nice. Looking at the growth numbers, we're at 5 liquid holders on the ETH chain. We're down 7 miners. We've got 119,903 miners on the old Ethereum chain. Looking at day, day 157 on the old Pulsechain. We've got the 16th of October. The price is at 0.0075, up 8.3%. So that's where all the action was on the old Pulsechain. The payout per T-share is 6.636 on Pulsechain for Hex. Share rate up slightly as well, sitting at 30,081. So a bit higher there on the old Pulsechain than on the Ethereum. 7.01 years is the average mine length. So woohoo! Hex has reached over 7 years there on the old Pulsechain side. That's kind of cool. Nice to see that staking happen. And we've got APY rate there, 38.52%. We've got the ownership pool. The ownership pool is down 9,600 T-shares. So the opposite of what happened on the Ethereum side. We're sitting at 9,801,000 T-shares. Are we about to go below this number? Pretty crazy. We've been slowly heading down. Wow. So 9.8 million. If you've got a T-share, you're becoming more special in terms of the ownership pool, which is pretty cool. You get more of the rewards. That's pretty way it goes. 9.47% of all Hex is locked on the old Pulsechain. We had decent penalties yesterday, 1.5 million today, about 390,000, with about 65 million in the reward pool. So Hex is really easy to understand. Your reward pool with all the Hex rewards in it. You have the ownership pool, which owns those rewards, which has got T-shares in it. You get more T-shares by longer pays better and bigger pays better, which is 2 ways of getting more T-shares there. Let's have a look at the growth numbers. We're at 45 on current holders, liquid holders of Hex on Pulsechain, and we're up 20 miners. We've got 124,562 miners. So we're about 4,500, maybe 4,600 more miners on the old Pulsechain than there is on Ethereum. So that's definitely Pulsechain is winning the adoption game. So there we go at the moment. So after 5.5 months or something like that. So pretty crazy. All right, that is it. Hex.com. Check it out. Now we did have some updates around Hex as well. This is from GoPulse. The Pulsechain breaking news regarding Hex. The Pulsechain devs are working on an open source version of GoHex.com, which is one of the it's the official staking site for Hex. There are lots of other front ends, but this is the staking site for Hex. And so this site here, they are working on a front end. This will enable everyone. That's everyone. It's everyone that's interacting with Hex to run a copy of it on their own machine to freely interact with the Hex smart contracts. That's pretty exciting. This is another big step towards full decentralization. As we always say, the Pulsechain Hex community are leading the DeFi revolution, and this is just one way you can think of it. It's pretty cool. In case the official front end ever goes offline, that's this one here, of course. There is at least a dozen community-built ones available, and we have a list of those in our Discord under useful links. Right at the very top of useful links, you'll be able to find a lot of those front ends there, like gopulse.com/Hex. By making executables for the official front end available, Hexicans aren't even dependent on the community developers anymore, which is pretty cool. Remember, it's immutable code, just operates, you interact with it, you mint your own Hex, you get your own T-shares, all that good stuff. I'm not aware of any other chain token making it this easy for everybody to run their own software. Hex might become the most decentralized cryptocurrency we've ever seen through this. Excellent strategy, RH, and of course that is the GitLab there, which is pretty bullish news. So really, really cool. All right, and of course to celebrate this, the GoPulse team have set up their own copy of the official front end on GoPulse, which is pretty go.gopulse.com. So there we go. Of course, gopulse.com Hex is still way more advanced, but the front ends are better, which is pretty cool. So nice. That is pretty much it on there. I'm going to leave a link to that tweet if you want to, respond in kind to them. Definitely check that out. So that is a nice way to finish the day's live stream, isn't it? An hour and 30 minutes, which is pretty much towards the max period. So good news all around. Pulsechain is the people's chain. It is revolutionizing the DeFi space, and true DeFi. You don't get shut down on the old Pulsechain. You just get to do your best, and the market will decide, right? The market will decide. But of course, if you like a good place to be, talk about all that, get into our Discord. The link is there. That is the Discord link. Join up. The link's in the video description, and there's the link there as well. And we'll look forward to seeing you in Discord. We've got all the useful information on Pulsechain and Hex. We've got the best community in there. We've got a crypto helpline as well. We've got amazing leadership team there, so well worth jumping in there. And of course, we help each other out. That's what it's all about, right? As Pulsechain's rolling out, so definitely check that out. All right, that is it. That is the link to GoPulse as well, if you want to check that out also. So that is the news for today. Let's get back into the final comments. Man, what a day. That's what happens when you take a day off and then all this news comes out. But look, it's going to get busy over the next few weeks. So it's just warming up there. Let's see who else jumped in here. Let me go all the way back here. I think we got up to that comment. Dan Winston says PDI heading to $1 ? Well, we're going to find out, Dan. We're going to find out. It's speculative, so we'll find out. That's all I'm going to say about that. Manta Ray says that looks beautiful. I'm not sure what you're referring to there, actually, because I can't remember what section that was on. Morning, guys. Loving the green candles. Me too, Pulsedemic. Let me jump through some of those. Archie says the TRH plantation claim just dropped, so 25 million TRH just hit the market. Wow, really? Let's quickly pull that up. Let's go to GameFi and TRH there. Oh, yeah, so TRH, okay, it doesn't really show it on the market, but there we are. It is definitely launched, so well done there, Archie. Thank you for that. Some TRH will get sold off, and some will get staked, and the 3 airdrops will get sold off, says Archie. That is the insight there from Archie, who's one of our moderators in the team, and is really a TRH, TYZZ specialist. It's also, and he's super smart, so that also helps, right? There we go. Oh, we got Crypto Class, was heaps of fun, Wookie. Imagine Aussies in the book. Yeah, probably going to be a lot of fun too. At the Sydney cruise there. Had a great time on the Sydney cruise. Yeah, we showed some. I showed some images from that. I think, didn't I? On the other day, 2 days ago. Sure I showed some images from that cruise. There are, if you want to get into our non-crypto chat, they're definitely in there. Awesome says Magic Cup Road. And of course, Magic Cup Road confirmed. We just airdropped the test loan token to all day one no lock MCR sacrifices for liquid lines. Just remember that. So MCR sacrifices for liquid lines. Nice one there. Go stake in the Barista to earn Bean. Yeah. So if you're not playing on the testnet there for the Barista, definitely go and play on there. You just never know your luck. That's all we're going to say there. The Bean is coming as Magic Arbor, I would say. Wookie says, been testing the Bean testnet. Well done, Wookie. You never know. Let me jump through some of those comments. Portal works very good. It does. It's a fantastic site. Really do enjoy it. Hit the likes, peeps, says Bob's. Definitely do that. Let me just wrapping up some of these final comments. Magic Cup Ride, of course, said they sent the loan token a few hours ago. Let me just go through it. Whoa, Superman, that's a lot of beans. Yeah, that is a lot of beans, accumulating a lot of beans. Well, Magic Cup Ride says, if you're testing it on there, you never know your luck, right? I'm just paraphrasing, but that's what I've been doing, playing on the Barista there. Who knows? I don't know whether the amount of beans will matter, but it's as long as you're testing on there, that's important. Bob Welch, it's such a sexy site. Yeah, the Barista site, yeah, beautiful site. They've done a great job on that. Dan says, waiting to liquidate you, Superman. I'm watching. What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about my Barista position. Yeah, good on you, Dan. Good luck. Go for it, man. My position's actually better than it was. My position used to be like down towards 150%, which is not a good position to be in. But it's almost back at 200. So it's getting there. It's getting there. Racco says, look at mega. Weren't you in the other day, Racco? Reckon about that. Let me jump through some of that. You rock, says Lies Beneath. Thank you very much. So do you. The TFM says, when liquid loans launch, been waiting for my tokens. Yeah. So they let us know that they're expecting the launch, confirmed launch in October. So like I say, I think we can reasonably expect the Fetch Oracle to launch this week sometime, is my guess, if they're going to make that deadline. So subject to no changes, that is the play, as the expected timeline. All right, we're up to now in 17 minutes. I think that's it. Let's go. I'm going to play out some fun on the way out there. Let's play some music, and hope you guys have enjoyed today's live stream and Pulsechain update, of course. All right, peace out. Take care. See you in Discord. Bye for now. Woohoo! Rock on.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.